how are you? I hope you all are doing so well. Now, today I start the very second chapter of your textbook, Flamingo of class 12. What's the title of this chapter? The title of this chapter is Lost Spring, the second chapter of your textbook. And this chapter has been written by one of the most renowned writer, Indian writer. What's the name of that writer? The name of that writer is Anis Jung. Do you know who is Anis Jung? Anis Jung is an Indian writer. She belonged to an aristocrat background. In spite of this, she feels the pain, the suffering of poor children, of downtrodden people who lives in slum. And she just wrote a very beautiful book to sketch the pain and the suffering of those poor children, how they deprive their springtime. What's the springtime refer here? Springtime refers here the childhood, and the name of that book is Stories of Stolen Childhood. And this one, this Lost Spring, this chapter is an excerpt of that Stories of Stolen Childhood. प्यारे बच्चों, Lost Spring आज का ये न्यू चैप्टर आपके लिए. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग? क्या मीनिंग है लॉस्ट स्प्रिंग का? स्प्रिंग आप सभी जानते होंगे. स्प्रिंग दैट मीन्स वसंत. इट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट ब्यूटीफुल सीजन अमंग ऑल द सीजन्स दैट एग्जिस्ट अमंग अस, बिफोर अस. वसंत ऋतु, द सीजन ऑफ कलर, the season of joy, the season of happiness. And in such season, each and everyone have right to enjoy their life. Everyone wants to cherish his and her life, and that's why the writer compares this spring to the childhood stage. Spring compares to childhood stage. Childhood is the one of the best stage of every human beings. हर मानव के जीवन में उनका बचपन सबसे मनमोहक होता है. बचपन एक ऐसा फेज है हमारे जीवन का जहाँ पे हम सारी चिंताओं से मुक्त रहते हैं. We are completely stress free. We don't have any stress. We are totally carefree by nature. In such circumstance, in such stage, each and every child want to enjoy his and her life at height. हर तरह से वो अपने जीवन को जीना चाहता है. बट एनिस जंग कहती है, गरीब बच्चे, पुअर चिल्ड्रन, जो झुग्गी झोपड़ियों में रहते हैं, जो बहुत ही कम उम्र में अपना जीवन अपने आप को पढ़ाई के समय में वो काम करना शुरू कर देते हैं, कैसे इन बच्चों के जीवन में उनका वसंत खत्म हो जाता है. वो कभी भी इस स्प्रिंग टाइम को, इस वसंत के समय को वो इंजॉय नहीं कर पाते, वो जी नहीं पाते हैं. उनकी जीवन में इतनी समस्याएं होती है. देयर लाइफ्स आर फुल ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स and they never cherish this golden stage of their lives. Who here there refers to poor children, those poor children who are made for earning at their childhood, who just earn their livelihood at the time of studying. How they lead their life, how they just survive in their life. This one is the account of this chapter, Lost Spring. Anis Jung beautifully divided this chapter into two parts. Today I just go through the very first part of this chapter. What's the title of the very first part? The very first part, the title of Sometimes I Find a Rupee in a Garbage. Sometimes I find a rupees in a garbage. This one is the title of the very first part of the chapter. And who is the main character of this first part? The main character of this first part is Sahave Alam. Main character Sahave Alam. Sahave Alam. He is one of the most important character of the very first part. What's the name? What's the title of the very first part? Sometimes I find a rupees in a garbage, and this one is just the very first part of this lost spring. In this part, we come to know about a poor boy, a poor rag picker, and what's the name of that rag picker? The name of that rag picker is Sahve Alam. Here, just look here. What's the name of the character? The name of the character is Sahve Alam. A very beautiful name. But why? Why Anis Junks takes him as a character in spite of getting such a beautiful name? In spite of giving such a beautiful name, she wants to reflect the irony of his life. That the literal meaning of his name is what? The literal meaning of his name is Lord of the Universe. Lord of the Universe. That means King of the Universe. King of the Universe. And such a boy is made for what? Is made for doing rag picking. Is picking the rag. Now we come to know how this boy just engaged himself from his childhood, since his childhood, in picking the rag. When this title starts, in the very first line, in the very first part of this title, we come to know the background of Sahve Alam. What's the background of the Sahve Alam? Sahve Alam belongs to a very poor background. He used to live in Dhaka. Not only he, but all of the rag pickers who just shifted themselves in Simapuri, they became the part of Dhaka. Dhaka in Bangladesh. Dhaka, do you know? Dhaka is the capital of Bangladesh. And in such place, these rag pickers used to live. Their houses are in the midst of green fields. But unfortunately, once time, what happened? In the storm, in natural disaster, their houses were destroyed, their fields were destroyed, इनके खेत, इनके घर, सब कुछ बर्बाद हो गए थे. पहले साहवे आलम के जैसे जो अन्य रैग पीकर्स थे, जिनका काम क्या था? पिकिंग द रैग्स, कचरे को बिनना, कचरे को चुनना. और क्या हुआ? ड्यू टू दिस, व्हाट हैपेंड? These poor people who lived in Dhaka, they came to Simapuri. Simapuri, Dhaka से ये सभी कहाँ आ गए? Simapuri. Simapuri is a place at the outskirts of Delhi. At the outskirts of Delhi. And these rag pickers settled here. They are squatters, they are refugees. They came from, originally they belong to Dhaka. ढाका आपको पता है बांग्लादेश की राजधानी. पहले ये सारे रैग पिकर्स कहाँ रहा करते थे? ढाका में रहते थे. Gradually, when their houses were being washed away in storm, in natural disaster, what happened? They just shifted themselves in Simapuri, which was situated at the outskirts of Delhi. Now, we come to know when these rag pickers came there. The main characters of this part. What's the name of the main character? Obvious, you know. The name of the main character is Sahve Alam. Sahve Alam, a rag picker who used to pick the rag. And one day, while he was picking the rag, that day he met to the writer. Writer noticed him attentively. She noticed him for a long time and she came nearby him. वो राइटर्स एनिस जंग साहवे आलम के पास आती हैं और साहवे आलम से पूछती है, What are you doing here? Why are you present here? He told that, I am a rag picker and I used to pick the rag. As there is no work to all of us. Now again Sahve Alam just gave his reply in a very beautiful way. He said, वो कहता है कि मेरे पास कोई काम नहीं है, मैं एक रैग पिकर हूँ, मैं एक कूड़ा बीनने वाला हूँ और इसलिए मैं कचरा बीनता हूँ. और तब then Anis Jung asked him, at the time of the schooling, at the time of getting education, in such a morning time, why are you picking the rag? Very simply he said that, he replied, as there is no school in my surrounding, that's why I don't have any other options except picking the rag. Anis Jung, she smiled and she said to Sahabe Alam, वो साहब आलम से कहती है, if she will make a school, she will build a school for him, he likes to go there. साहब आलम said that, why not? I am interested. मुझे अच्छा लगेगा. I would like to go school when you will build school for me. This one is the first conversation that going on between साहब आलम and Anis Jung. पहली मुलाकात, फर्स्ट मीटिंग जब साहब आलम और एनिस जंग के बीच में होती है. साहब आलम से एनिस जंग पूछती है कि तुम पढ़ाई के समय, स्कूल के समय यहाँ क्या कर रहे हो. वो बहुत ही अच्छे से जवाब देता है, हमारे आसपास, हमारे सराउंडिंग्स में कोई भी स्कूल नहीं है, नॉट अ सिंगल स्कूल. देन हाउ I just go there. That times Anis Jung said to him that she would build a school for him, कि वो उन गरीब बच्चों के लिए एक विद्यालय बनाएगी. क्या तब साहब आलम स्कूल जाना पसंद करेगा? साहब आलम कहता, क्यों नहीं, मैं जरूर जाऊंगा. So in this example, in this conversations, writer indirectly wants to reveal, wants to highlight the hypocrite natures, the dual natures of the rich people, of bureaucrats, of all those people who are in parties, how they make false promises to the poor people, but they never interested to keep those promises. वो हमेशा ये जो रिच पीपल्स है, ये एरिस्टोक्रेट पीपल्स होते हैं, ये जो पार्टीज, पॉलिटिशियंस होते हैं, राजनीतिक नेता होते, ये सिर्फ झूठे वादे करते हैं. किनसे? गरीब लोगों से. While Anis Jung made such a promise, she knew the reality. What's the reality she knew? That how her promise was hollow, how her promise was fake, how it sound very low. She knew her reality. She knew that just she now made promise, but she never get success to keep that promise. Here writers wants to reflecting the real natures, the dual natures, the hypocrite natures of the rich people by giving the examples of build the school. Okay, so through this she wants to convey what kinds of the rich people, what kinds of the fake people, what kinds of the bureaucrats people exist in our society, and how they are always making false promises. They are never interested to keep all those promises which are made with the poor people. So now we move forward and we come to know, after some days again Sahabe Alam came to Anis Jung and very innocently he asked. बच्चे तो innocent होते ही हैं, और इसी इनोसेंसी में वो बच्चा, वो साहब आलम जो एक छोटा सा बच्चा था, एक रैग पिकिंग का काम करता था, वो दौड़ते हुए एनिस जंग के पास आता है और एनिस जंग से कहता है, मैडम, इज स्कूल रेडी? वुड यू build my school? Anis Jung, she didn't say a single word. She just smiled. Why she smiled? She smiled at her fake promises. She smiled at the fake promise always made by the rich people. Now, soon after what happened? We come to know how Anis Jung just becoming closer to Sahabe Alam. Gradually there is a bond, there is a emotions create between Anis Junks and Sahave Alam. Obvious, if there is a bond, there is emotions exist between these two people, conversations going on, day by day talk going on. One day, while Sahave Alam and other boys, other rag pickers were engaged themselves, busy themselves in picking the rags. That times Anis Junks noticed that those boys were in barefooted condition. What is the meaning of the barefooted condition here? Barefooted, that means without footwear. Without footwear. That means no shoes and chappal. No shoes and chappal. Okay. So all of those rag pickers who are present there, they are without shoes and chappal. Anis Junks surprisingly noticed them and she asked the reason behind the barefooted condition. क्या reason है, क्यों आप बच्चों जो है बिना चप्पल और जूते के हैं? She asking all these things to those boys, those rag pickers. But what happened when she was asking? These poor rag pickers, including Sahave Alam, started to give a different explanations according to their logics. Sahave Alam said that he had only one pair of shoes, so mother used to keep that shoes on the shelf. Okay, on the shelf. Occasionally, I used to wear that shoes. One of other rag pickers says that this one is the tradition of our poor people to live barefooted condition. Tradition. Do you know what is tradition? That carry from one generations to another generation. ये एक परंपरा है barefooted conditions हम लोगों का. इसलिए हम लोग without shoes and chappal रहते हैं. This one is the saying of all those rag pickers. Anis Junks says that she says to herself, no, this one is not the tradition. This one is not the custom of the poor people to live in barefooted condition. This one is what? The reason behind their barefooted condition is their perpetual poverty. This word, perpetual poverty. Perpetual poverty, that means that kinds of the poverty that just going on, continuing condition, never end, having no end entire of their life. Such kinds of the poverty, इस तरह की गरीबी जो कभी खत्म नहीं हो सकती है, एकमात्र कारण है इन बच्चों के नंगे पैर होने का. This one is the strong reason that has been given by whom? Given by Anis Junks. She very beautifully, she very strongly, she says that one of the most prominent reason behind this barefooted condition, that is the perpetual poverty. Okay, now we come to know about Seema Puri. In next part of this title, we come to know about Seema Puri. As I've already told you, what is Seema Puri? Seema Puri is a place at the outskirts of Delhi where these rag pickers, what's the number of the rag pickers? How many rag pickers used to live there? 10,000. 10,000 rag pickers used to live in Seema Puri. Not one or two. In a large number of rag pickers used to live in Seema Puri. And their conditions, they used to live at the outskirts of Delhi, at the boundaries of Delhi, at the periphery of Delhi. And in spite of this, they are poor. Metaphorically, poets used this line that these rag pickers used to live at the outskirts of Delhi. In spite of this, they are poor. As we know that city people known for its blooming flowers, that means for luxurious and comfort people. But it It's quite unfortunate situation. It's quite drastic situation. It's quite sorrowful conditions that these rag pickers who used to live at the outskirts of Delhi, they are compelled to do the work of rag picking. Now we come to know what's the living conditions of these people who live in Sima. These peoples, they live in a very dingy cell. Dingy cell, that means a dark room, a hut like those. Roof is made of tin and tarpaulin. Doors are very ugly, trembling, shivering. There is no proper drainage system, improper water facilities. All these poor people, they just having no identifications. They don't have any things to show their identification. One thing that only the party in power provide them. What are that things? That things as ration card. Ration card, a source by which the poor people get cereals for their survivals. That ration card is not the sign of their identifications. These rag pickers said that these ration cards are only the source through which they satisfy their bellies, their hunger. अपनी भूख को मिटाने के लिए ये गरीब लोग इस राशन कार्ड का यूज करते थे. For them, for those rag pickers, this ration card is not the sign of identifications. This ration card is the sign of their survivals. They survive through this ration card. The women, the ladies who just notice their in tattered saris. Do you know what is the meaning of tattered saris? Ragged saris. That means फटी हुई साड़ियाँ में वहाँ कुछ महिलाएं नजर आती है. वो कहती हैं कि राशन कार्ड हम गरीबों के लिए आइडेंटिफिकेशंस नहीं है, पहचान पत्र नहीं है. ये हमारे भूख को शांत करने का एक माध्यम है, एक सोर्स है. And after that, Annie's Jung moved so much. She deeply felt the pain of all those rag pickers who were present there. Now, children, you just come to know how these poor rag pickers just survive in their lives. These rag pickers told to Annie Jungs that for their parents, for the elders, what happened? Picking the rag is the source of survival, is the source of livelihood, and for poor children, these rag or garbage are the source of wonder, are wrapped in wonder. What is the meaning of this particular line? A very beautiful and important questions given in your text. What is that questions? That question is that explain garbage for them is gold. What is the questions given here? Garbage for them is gold. For them is gold. This one is the explanations given in your text. Why these kinds of the explanations given in the text? As I have already told you that by this particular explanations, by this particular statement, writers want to say that picking the rag, that means rag picking is for their parents, is the source of survival. क्योंकि इसी रैग पिकिंग के द्वारा उनके माता पिता अपने जीविकोपार्जन यानी जीने का साधन ढूंढते हैं, उन्हें पैसा मिलता है. But for these poor children, these rag pickings are wrapped in wonder, in surprise. Every time while they are picking the rag, they are expecting to get more and more. Sometimes 1 rupees, sometimes 2 rupees, sometimes more than that rupees. So writers and these through these rag pickers, she wants to convey that for these rag pickers, these garbage, these rags are as precious as gold. As gold is precious in common people lives, in the same way as well, these garbage are priceless for those rag pickers. बच्चों, ये क्वेश्चंस आपके लिए बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है. गार्बेज यानी कचरा कैसे रैग पिकर्स के लिए, उन कूड़ा बिनने वालों के लिए गोल्ड के समान है. डू यू नो व्हाट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ गोल्ड? गोल्ड दैट मीन्स सोना. जितना इम्पोर्टेंस, महत्व हमारे जीवन में सोने का है, हम कॉमन पीपल के जीवन में, हम रिच पीपल्स के जीवन में, उतना ही एक गार्बेज कूड़ा बिनने वालों के जीवन में महत्व रखता है. फॉर देम दिस गार्बेज आर नॉट लेस than lesser than gold. Gold is priceless for us. In the same way, these garbage are as precious as gold for those rag pickers. So, dear students, we come to know how Annie's Jones signify, how she justifies the life of poor rag pickers. Soon after some times, again Annie's Jones come to know about the hobby of Sahave Alam. Sahave Alam wants to play tennis. See, he wants to play tennis, but due to his poverty, what happened? He never become the part of that game. So he just watched that tennis behind the boundaries, behind the stadium. And when he was watching that time, he was so happy. He knew his reality, that never he fulfilled that reality, his dream in real time to play tennis. Okay? So, one day, Aniston noticed that Sahave Alam was so happy by wearing a discarded shoes. Do you know what is the meaning of discarded? एक फेंका हुआ जूता जो शायद कोई रिच लड़का, कोई अमीर लड़का, उस जूते में एक छेद हो गया था. ओनली अ होल इज प्रेजेंट एंड दैट रिच बॉय डिस्कार्ड दैट शूज. उस जूते को फेंक दिया था. और उस जूते को किसने पहन लिया? उस जूते को साहवे आलम ने पहन लिया. एंड ही वाज सो हैप्पी. ही फेल्ट लाइक दैट अ किंग. एंड एनिसन सेज दैट such a meager things, such a tiny things made those poor people happy, those poor children happy, who deprived from the springtime, who deprived from the joy, the happiness and the entertainment of their childhood time. At the end part of this title, we come to know how Sahave Alam started to work in a tea stall. Tea stall, that means tea stall, that means chai ki dukaan. And there he started to work. And when he started to work, he got only, how much money he got? He got only 800 rupees at tea stall. Tea stall where Sahave Alam, due to his poverty, started to work. And there he got only 800 rupees, including meals. Including meals. And only for these 800 rupees and including meals, he mortgaged his freedom. He lost his freedom. The most touching part of this title. Just how these poor children compelled to work during their childhood. This one is proved by the sketching the character of Sahave Alam, who started to work at tea stall only for 800 rupees, including meals. So this one is the last part of this title. कैसे ये गरीब बच्चा साहवे आलम अपनी गरीबी के कारण वो एक टी स्टॉल में काम करना शुरू करता है. उसे कितना मिलता है? 800 रुपीज और एक टाइम का भोजन. बट only for such a futile things, such a futile money, he lost all his carefree natures, all his freedom while he enjoying when he was picking the rag. That time there had been no stress, no pressure, no one forced him to do that work. But now, at the place of his school bag, what he used to carry? He used to carry milk canister. And the burden of that milk canister always subdued the life of Sahbe Alam. So, dear children, now in next class we come to the second part of this chapter, Lost Spring, and we introduce a new character, Mukesh, a small boy, a poor boy who also like Sahbe Alam lost his childhood, lost his springtime. If you have any doubts, any problems related to this first part, you should mention in your comment box. Try to share this one in order to enhance this facilitate these studies, this content to other students who needs it urgently, okay, during this pandemic. Thank you very much.